This morning is relationship goals unequally yoked. Got to give you a revelation with respect to unequally yoked. Here's the text. I'm going to give you the talk, and then there's going to be a takeaway. The text is 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked. Let's break this down so you can get the revelation in it. When Paul writes this, he has in mind what he sees almost every day in his everyday experience. He's talking about the yoke that goes across the shoulders of ox. Oxen were the animals that were used to carry heavy burdens during biblical times, as well as camels. Now, when an ox is carrying a cart or a burden or a load, it will then be yoked and someone would be sitting on the cart. And if they were unequally yoked, they could not make any progress. Now, I want you to get what this means to be unequally yoked. It meant that one ox was taller, bigger, heavier, faster than the other ox. And when that would happen, it would cause a chafing on the shoulders or the neck of the ox. Now, therefore, when Paul comes down and talks about in Corinthians to those in the Corinthian church at Corinth, he says, look, don't get yourself unequally yoked with unbelievers. Now, we take that and run with it. And when we get into relationships, when we look for relationships, we say, you know what? I just want a man, woman. I just want him, her. I just want she, he. I just want them to be in the church. Let's drill deeper with respect to what does it mean to be unequally yoked. There are 5 ways that you can be unequally yoked. Hang in there. I need you to get this, and I need you to share this with somebody you see that's in relationships, or perhaps you need to apply it to yourself. The first way that you can be unequally yoked is emotionally. Emotionally. Jot that down. Emotionally. Emotionally, you cannot be equal to somebody else. You all can be on 2 totally different planes when it comes down to emotions. Their emotional quotient, the ability to discern how they feel, as well as to discern how another person feels. And then the third thing to your EQ is, now what do I do with my emotions and theirs? Their EQ quotient, their emotional quotient could be a 2 and yours a 10. Do you really want to be connected to somebody who is not emotionally equal to you or in the same scale as you? I mean, they snap, they go off. They're not mature, they cannot manage their emotions, and they're always reactionary to yours. You're unequally yoked emotionally. You need to be mindful of that. Are we on the same plane emotionally? That's going to determine how we communicate with one another. That's going to determine how we relate to one another. Because if we are not equally yoked emotionally, there are going to be issues. There are going to be issues. Here's the second. I told you it's going to be 5. Here's the second one is, are you equally yoked educationally? Are you equally yoked educationally? You're out here trying to get somebody, him, her, she, him, whatever the case may be, and you all are not equally yoked educationally. And you say, Bishop, now isn't that a little arrogant? Aren't you? Come on, Bishop. I mean, really? But think about it. Do I want to have a graduate degree and I'm hooking up with somebody that has a high school diploma or GED, and our thinking is totally different? Now, that does not always mean that that is the case, but I'm pressing you this morning. I am blessed. I am blessed to have been educated in multiple schools. All right. First lady doesn't love education like I love education. Just, she's like, go ahead to school, knock yourself out. But we have an understanding. What is it if you're trying to get with somebody and y'all don't have an understanding with respect to education. They're constantly throwing dirt on the fact that you still want to go to school. Or you're flipping the script back onto them that they don't want to go to school. You're not equally yoked educationally, emotionally, physically. You're not equally yoked physically. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Are you ready to hook up with someone that may have physical struggles of which will be brought into that relationship? Are you ready for that? Now, if you're ready for that, knock yourself out. But if you're not ready for that, you have to discern that. See, so often, if they're just in the church, if I can just get me a person in the church, if I can just get somebody saved, wait a minute. Are you ready to take on a person that is struggling physically? Again, I'm not trying to be arrogant at all. I'm pressing you on these things with respect to relationships. Are you ready to say that it's okay for us to have a physical, let me press it real hard. Maybe they have erectile dysfunction. Are you ready for that? Maybe they are in menopause. Are you ready for that? Oh, I'm pressing this morning. Are you really ready for that? Because if you're not ready for that, then you don't want to be unequally yoked physically. You don't want to be unequally yoked physically. Okay, let's press. Let's go in. We're going all the way today. Financially. Financially. Are you ready to be unequally yoked financially? You make X dollars, they make X dollars. Men have a difficult time sometimes when their woman makes more money than they just can't manage it. I love, I love Martin and that whole show, and he and Gina, and it's so funny, and she makes more money than him. You've probably seen the episode, and he cannot handle it. He just can't handle it. I oftentimes tell First Lady, I wish you did make more money than me. Baby, go out here and knock yourself out. If you make more money than me, we'd just be blessed. But everybody doesn't have that approach to life. Can you manage, can you handle the fact that financially, that she may make more money? And if you do make more money, are you using that incorrectly as a leverage in the relationship? Okay. Are you equally yoked emotionally? Are you equally yoked educationally? Are you equally yoked physically? Are you equally yoked financially? Now, are you equally yoked spiritually? That's the one we always go to. That's all we'll go to. If we just equally yoked spiritual, everything's going to be all right. You're spiritualizing the situation. I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for failure if you just think that him, her in church is going to get it done. Are you on the same plane or going in the same direction? Do you have the same doctrinal thinking? Do you have the same understanding with respect to scripture? Do you all interpret scripture the same way? Is she Trinitarian and you oneness? Are you Baptist or Methodist? Are you Word? Are you worship and praise? What is it? Are you equally yoked spiritually? Think about it, because if you're not, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. What's your takeaway this morning? The takeaway is this. Jesus said, take my yoke upon you, learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. When you take on Jesus' yoke, then you will be able to discern who you want to be yoked with. When you have on Jesus' yoke, then you have a better ability to discern who you need to be yoked with. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. If it bless you, if it help you, help somebody else. Share this manna. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. We're dealing with relationship goals this morning. God bless you. See you tomorrow morning. Bye now.